Okay. Here's the old Magnavox box that I'm going to use for the full range. Let me go grab one of those drivers. Just to see. And we'll start disassembling. See how I can cut the perimeter of that front baffle. Maybe fit a plate in there to put the driver on. And I still haven't calculated what the new dimensions of the port might be. So that's going to be the whole size. That's really... Let's see. Just take this. Yeah, that's the whole size. That's all I need. Got a couple geese. They've been hanging out. Chilly morning. Our mornings have been pretty chilly here. I still got to deal with that. Okay. Well, the whole size is interesting. Well, let's pull these off and see. All right. Got all the screws out. Put the phone down for a sec. Oh, there's a lot of, I'm trying to get the terminals off the horn. There's a lot of pink insulation in there. It's got some anti-resonant stuff on the back. It's metal. It's got a phase plug, and I don't know if you can tell, but the diaphragm is orange. Okay, let me get these wires off. Classic design. Everything still works. It's a good amount of insulation. I probably ought to be wearing a mask. If I'm going to do some cutting, I'm going to have to remove that stuff. Okay. Yep. The hole's too small. So I'm thinking I'll leave this nice rubber insulation on there, and well, just thinking cutting a circular ring with an inner cutout. And then just leaving this here for the port. Putting a plate over this and putting a round port in there. But again, I'm not gonna, that wouldn't really require any cutting of the cabinet. I just have a hard time cutting circles. But I could use the woofer as the outer template and the cardboard as the inner template. And just use a jigsaw, I guess. Do the best I can. Thought I had a good piece of plywood somewhere. I don't want to buy anything. I already lost my glasses. All right. Let me walk down. Way down there I have a shed. I think I got some plywood. All right. Yep. Nice thick piece of plywood that I bought for a shelf once. Too heavy for me to carry with one hand, but I got it. Good. Won't have to spend any money on that. It's peaceful in the morning. I gotta cut these limbs here. This is my trail. Okay, I just did the second speaker, and there's the board and network with the level control pot. I gotta wonder if that slot there is just the right size or too big for those binding posts that I purchased. There's the inside of those binding posts. I could reuse them. I think for the time being I'll just reuse them. And if the speakers turn out to be better than expected, then I'll go through the trouble of adding the really good binding posts. But for now, I think I'll put the energy into just getting these speakers built. Okay, get my glove back on. Well, actually, I'm going to need to pull these wires, at least these. They're not going to be needed anymore. Probably need to clip the rest of them. No crossover needed with a full range. It really gunked up, barely enough room on that terminal down there to push a pin on. But these cabinets are really well built. I mean, hardware's not so great, but they're thick. Gotta get rid of that staple. All right, let's go ahead and okay. I wonder what those staples were for. A little tag was there, I guess. Some kind of little tag. It's probably just eroded away at some point. Someone peeled it off. Well, while I'm here, maybe I should just go get the wires done before I start all the cutting. All right, put the phone down and go grab some decent. See if I have some monster cable or something in the basement. Bring one of those full range up so I see what size terminals they have. Yeah, here were the binding posts. Not really. It's not a fit. Not gonna worry about that for now. Here's that full range. Found some cable. Be sufficient. It's 14 American wire gauge. Let's see what I have. Okay. What's gonna work in here? God, it's barely enough to grab onto, but those are smaller. Doesn't really matter. I'm gonna try. Crap. I knew that was gonna happen. I'm gonna try these blues with a little tab on the end. Yeah, they work. Try that small one there. Yeah. The blues work. So I'm gonna need 4 of those. 4 of the reds. Yep. Okay. Don't need that. Okay, I can put this full range inside for now. It's covered up. time for some crimping. All right, I'm just going to do crimping. I'm not doing a full-on, you know, high-end solder thing for this particular job, because this is just to prove out the design. Just to not prove out the design, but to just get a feel for the nature of the driver itself. Because this isn't even the design that I wanted. This is not the box size. This is going to be the speaker end. And the length needed, I like to have enough to, you know, have the driver sit. I'll just do half the wire I have. Like to have enough to be able to have the driver, you know, sit on the baffle while you're working on it. And I don't need to color code the push pin, the push connectors, because the wire already has a white stripe, and that'll be for positive. Now we use the blue ones. We'll go ahead and get these pushed on. I'll show you. Positive. Positive is on my side. So the white stripe. Some trouble. Having some troubles there. Having some troubles with the other one. I'm going to have to get some pliers maybe and straighten that out. Or maybe there's some corrosion on it. Trying to wobble it on there. It's not going. It's a little bent. So what we do is we'll get some pliers. Try to get it straightened out. Give it a couple pulls, maybe get some corrosion off it. If there isn't, it looks pretty good. Yeah, it's a little bent. It's not taking it. Got it. I just had to wobble it. Yeah, I just had to wobble it on there. Okay. Got those. Got these. Now for the other one. I'll get that done off camera. Okay, I brought the plywood up. Let's get one of these. Let's get a woofer to use as the template for the outer diameter. And of course the inner diameter. Let me cut that box, get rid of this flaps. Okay. Yeah, I'm not looking for scientific precision on this project. So that's how I'm guessing the center. I'm eyeballing it. Go ahead and make that. That circle. Not bad. I think Da Vinci would be proud. You ready? Now for the hard part. I'm not a woodworker. I respect people that are really good at woodworking. Ugh, not me. I don't even have the right tools for it. I was thinking, what do I use here? A jigsaw. I have a Sawzall. I've got one of those ultrasonic type. I just don't know what to use. I think a jigsaw is going to be the best. It's going to be kind of rough, but I'll sand it. And I'll probably even take a router and put a nice little edge on it. But I'm going to get to it. I think I want to hear these things today. How about you? Okay. There's the inner. Jigsaw with a fine cut blade. Minimal scroll, maximal speed. Not quite. Gonna need a little sanding. I'm gonna do that first while I have, the support of the wood here. So knowing that, I'm gonna cut this one a little on the outside of the pencil edge. Yeah, man, I'll tell you what. I might need to go around there one more time with the jigsaw. That's more than I thought. Okay. I had to enlarge the holes just a little bit. All right. Let's see if the other one fits. If it fits in the other one, I just got finished enlarging that hole. Yep. Hey! Okay, I kind of abruptly hit stop because my neighbor from across the street stopped by for a chat. That was nice. Very nice. All right, I got the inside diameters of the adapter plates finished. Now it's time for the outside, and I think what I'll do before I screw up again is take a measurement. Take a measurement and double check, even though I used the speaker driver itself, to see whether I need to cut on the inside or the outside of that line. And I'm gonna start cutting. Okay. There's the ring. The adapter. Take my earplugs out. There's the adapter plate or ring. Not bad. All right. My arms are getting tired using that jigsaw. I'm just not good at woodwork. I'm surprised it came out this good. I'll bet you, I'm going to bet right now, I'm going to hold this camera right here, that YouTube, because you know they use AI to pick the thumbnails, that it picks this. Because part of their AIs, I've noticed, they always like to pick faces or things that look like faces. It kind of looks like a face. Maybe. Okay. This turned out to be a little bit more extensive than I thought. Here are the rings, the adapter plates. I just eyeballed the marks where I want the hardware. Just eyeballed them. They've got to be near the edges. Because I got limited room to work. Yep, I don't have a lot of room under here. So I think when I drill, I can sort of drill inside the black holes, but I had to be a little conservative, otherwise I'm going to miss. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these holes drilled. Then I'm going to paint these things a wild color, because I got 3 cans of a wild color spray paint. That's going to go bad unless I use it. I kind of like it. And then I'm going to place the drivers on here, mark those holes. Drill them, get them hooked up. And I think I'll give them a listen just with the big port right there, because I don't have the energy to do anything with regards to the port right now. I've about had it for the day, but I do want to get these drivers in and working. Plus I got gobs of yard work to do. It's Sunday today. I got some yard work I got to do. I've already spent hours on this. I didn't think it was going to take this long, but I should have underestimated or something. Overestimated. I don't know. Okay. The rings are going to have through holes. I found some hardware that'll work, stainless. Made a countersink. So I countersunk them, and there it is. Now I'm going to pre-drill the holes in the cabinet and then paint those things. Now actually, trying to think whether I should pre-drill the speaker holes first. Probably so. It's probably a good idea. Yep. Okay. I just sunk 2 screws in for now, but I went ahead and drilled all the holes. That's the driver just laying in there. I'm going to mark those holes with a Sharpie, and I'm going to use some of this. I don't know what I might use the hardware. This hardware that came out of the old speakers. I'll see what fits. And we're making progress. Okay. Got the holes drilled. I'm ready to paint. I'm going to go with some stuff I had laying around, but I just believe that a nice classic orange. Gonna make it stand out. Contrast the black. I'll let you see in a minute. Okay, I ran into some trouble with the screws into the cabinet, so I had to use some other hardware that I had. Nuts and bolts with lock washers. And this is very secure. Now, again, that's resting against the gasket, so I don't need to put any sealant on there. It's very, very firm. This thing is thick, non-resonant. Very, very firm. No issues with resonance. Still got to do that one, but let's get the driver in there and see what it looks like. I think it's going to look sweet. I like a little flash, a little retro flash. What the heck, we're working with these old cabinets. Why not a little retro flash? Little orange shag. I took a break. It's towards the end of the day now. I took a break to do some yard work and some tree trimming. Let me put this phone down. I'm going to hook up let's see. Positive. Negative. It went on there nicely. Missing one hole. Okay. And I had found a screw that worked good. I think it was that one. Fit nicely in there. You know what? Yeah, missing a hole. I want a little bit of a gasket on there. There's no gasket right now, because I'm ultimately going to keep these once I put the port in. If I like them, I'll build another version. I think I'll use a little caulk under there. I gotta find something. Alright, got a little bead of my favorite caulk around there to make a seal. I can feel it working. Gotta drill one more hole. I'm not going to tighten these yet. Just want to get them started. The hole's a little wonky.
Need the jackpot.
What jackpot?
All of these, or most of them, are going to fit in your truck bed to burn your kindling.
Okay. Yeah, I strap them.
I grabbed as much as I could. I'm tired.
Take a break, man. I'll strap them down.
Yep. Got a little bit more, but I'm tired.
Take a break.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll be joining you shortly. Hey.
What?
I love you.
Thank you.
You're awesome.
I feel like I'm a dud, but I do stuff in the background that you don't know about.
I know. Thank you. And be careful. I'm filming right now.
Okay.
Oh, I love you.
Love you.
And thanks for my meal.
Yep.
I'm gonna be a hungry Jack. Got him in. Just one more. What do you think? Got one. I missed the screw hole. All right, I'm gonna work on this one, get that set. It's my retro orange, man. I think it's pretty cool. Along with the G.I. Joe serial number. I don't have the energy to deal with the port today. Plus, I gotta run a speaker calculator and figure out the port size appropriate for this cabinet, for the internal dimensions, factoring in the stuffing. Oh man, I'm running out of energy. I still got to do that one. Okay, got to keep going. Can't give up. Can't give up the ghost. Just about wrapping it up. Here's the first one. All right, got this one ready. Got the caulk on there. Last one, and then let's get a close look at it, and I'll give you a tap of the woofer. Let's listen to the resonance just with that opening that the compression driver horn came out of. I haven't run any calculations. I'm done screwing. I can't screw anymore. Okay, listen. We lift it up. I'll show them to you side by side. Listen. I don't know if the sound of my or the microphones can pick it up, but there's a nice deep bass note. Listen to that. That's a deep bass note. Okay. I got some cleaning up to do. I need some porch time. I may or may not listen to these tonight, but this might be part one. I've ordered a radio for the 73 Ram, a retro radio. It's going to fit. That'll be part two. Oh, I've just about had it. This isn't all I've done today. I've done a lot of yard work too. I think homie's done. Stereo Police. Ciao. All right. Mostly cleaned up. I gotta say, look at those beauties. In the sun. I had to show them to you in the sun. Sort of. I haven't even vacuumed or wiped them off yet. Look at those beauties. Nice. I designed them the way I like them. I like this thing too. That's the old speaker grill. Yeah, it came off. It came off these guys. I'm never going to use it again. It's almost like, I don't know. It's almost like a work of art, sort of. Sort of, kind of. You know, it's so retro. I'd almost hang it on the wall, you know. That's, I don't know. If you can see through it. Look at that. I like it. I like that fabric. It's got the maroon and gold in it. Let's go look at that outside. I mean, that is just outstanding. They don't make them like that anymore. And there ain't nothing like that on the market. Gorgeous. This is my second chow. We're going to listen to these tomorrow. Join me for part two. Stereo Police.